If y'all see food between my teeth, I did just eat, and here y'all go. We're not surprised you just ate. Stop. I would hate to have to cancel you. Would hate to have to get you canceled on TikTok. No. So I got a list. I got my little list. I have to discuss what I just watched because I'm confused. Let's get this out of the way. It should have ended at season 3. The show should have ended at season 3. Season 3 wrapped it up perfectly. Why can't, sometimes I just want to take the writers to the side and be like, look, baby, put the pencil down. Put the pencil down. Everyone don't need their 7 seasons. It's not for every show, and it's definitely not for that show. That show had a premise, and you accomplished it. Well, I, at the most, understood maybe some more because the mother in the courtroom, KB's mother, she looked at the... She was like, bitch, I'm coming for your ass. Well, she didn't say she was, but like, it's not over. Like, she was saying it's not over, like, they're gonna come after you type teeth. This felt like a completely different show. We certainly not in Texas no more. Like, where we at? How did this turn into Pretty Little Liars? Pretty Little Liars already gooped me and gagged me for too long. I do have a case open against the Pretty Little Liars writers. I do. I am suing Pretty Little Liars because they did take away several years of my life. I was tuned in. I was one of the hoes. Yeah, I was tuned in. For every season. And they played with my titties. I think that's kind of crazy. I'm suing for harassment and defamation. Like, I'm just suing for all the things. Who was this villain? Crunchy. Crunchy by the strands of his hair. Crunchy by the nails. Crunchy by the face. Like, this man just looked like he never took a shower in his entire life. I thought the man was connected to Point Beach. What was it called? Girl, I don't know. I thought he was connected to, because of course, I mean, the entire premise of this show is that organization that kidnaps girls and sells them to sex slavery. So I assumed that's what that's about. And then with KB's mom threat, I just thought. I clearly thought wrong. Apparently I'm dumb as a bag of bones in the back of a Bentley truck. What? I'm suing somebody, by the way. I will be suing someone for wasting my time. This teenager, this random punk teenager with his crunchy ass hair and his crunchy ass keyboard, and you know he live on a crunchy ass futon. That nasty looking boy. You just know how to jack into the network, huh? Because you was bullied, you just happened to be the bully that was nerdy, and you got all the tech to where you can stalk people. I don't understand. Because this is going to be all over the place because I'm confused. The only time he used his stalking ability was to film the sex tape. But other than that, it was just a picture here and there of like Pooling from a corner. Oh no, he's in the club with me. He in a club with me. He just took a picture of me and sent it to me. I guess to show off his ability to stalk girls. Like, congrats. I thought this was the company because who else stalks girls? Who else stalks girls and kidnaps them? So that's why I thought it was the company. I'm calling it the company because I don't know what's name. I think it's called Point Beach, or baby, we're not even going to play. And I'm not trying to look it up because I'm just trying to work off curiosity right now because I'm furious. By the way, did the Gossip Girl reboot steal the plot of this show? Because I was just realizing the Gossip Girl reboot has like the same concept. Not the sex slavery shit, but just 2 sisters. One of the sisters goes to a fancy school to reunite with her long-lost sister. The blonde girl had a drunkard mother. It just seemed, if you really pay attention to the show, you see a bunch of connections. You see a bunch of like the DNA of Blood and Water in Gossip Girl, in the Gossip Girl reboot. I think Blood and Water did that whole scenario much better. Only thing I would say is that in Blood and Water, I feel like they didn't go ham. They didn't go ham when it was revealed that they were sisters. When they first revealed that in season 1, in season 2 or whatever, I thought it was going to be a big thing. I thought because they wasn't even trying to tell nobody. So I thought we were building up to a episode where everyone finds out that they're sisters and it was going to be this whole thing. And it just wasn't. I hate when there's no payoff. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling the drama, right? Like Pooling and Fix, they're performing, right? They're like, oh my God, we're sisters. But I'm expecting that to be shared amongst the rest of the characters. Like, okay, like, oh my God, y'all are sisters. Like, whoa, and that's a big thing, but it's like they show it blow up on Twitter or whatever the hell they got going on for like a second in the beginning of season 2, and I was just like, okay. But yeah, Pooling was a drunkard girl. She was a drunkard this whole season. Now her, I understand her tea. I understand her T. She went through hell and hardly back when she was on that boat, girl. She killed someone. Hello. So I definitely understand her being a drunkard. What I don't understand is the mother being an asshole. The mother being an asshole. Like, Pooling comes to her mother and tells her mother that, hey, there's a sex tape out. And, you know, of me having sex. I mean, I gave my body up. I had some sex, girl. I had me a piece of sex. And it was filmed on camera. And I'm being, you know, sexually extorted. And what her mother took from that with the what the mother said. What she picked up from that was, you bad girl. You are a bad girl. Excuse me? Because even if it was uncharacteristic for Pooling to have sex with a stranger from a different country, it's like, uncharacteristic things happened to her last season. Like, bad things happened to her. She was on a boat on the precipice of getting sold for sex slavery. She was about to be in a life of sex slavery. You were about to lose your daughter again. And so it's not wild to me that old girl wanted her some strange from Spain. Some Spain strange. I think that was Spain. I don't know, girl. Speaking of all of that, girl, Ivan was useless. Ivan was useless. You came in for 5 seconds to stir up a sex tape. Go back to Spain. Go back to Elite. I didn't even know there was a crossover. I didn't know they was crossing over with Elite. I've never seen Elite. You know, and based on, like, I looked up scenes from when Fix was in Elite when she did a crossover, and what I've seen from those characters, I'm like, these characters look boring. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. Especially not 7 seasons of that hoe. I'm like, they don't look interesting to me. So I'm not even going to try to watch Elite. That's not my girl. That's not what I'm in for. Whatever. Y'all wanted to have a little crossover moment. It didn't mean anything to me because I never watched Elite. And so what y'all did with this character was nothing. It's like y'all expected the crossover to be enough work, and it wasn't. It wasn't. Like, that didn't do anything for me. I didn't feel anything. Pooling did throw hands at that one girl. That school is kind of ruthless. Them bitches be bullying hoes, and I would have snapped. I would have been snapped at that school. Them bitches is mean. Sam was going through hell, and Fix hated him boots for it. She hated the fact that Sam was going through hell. That he was traumatized after whatever the hell that was. He was being tortured and then it was filmed on camera, like on some freaky deaky shit. Now, I don't think he told her exactly why he was like having problems, but it was just, she was a bitch. And you know what? I've been holding my tongue because she's pretty and, you know, she seems sweet. She knows how to make her facial expressions really sweet. Mm-hmm. Like, she's always doing some sweet shit with her mouth. But I had to realize that, like, I'm being gagged by the sweetness. Overall, I don't like Fix. She just spoiled. And if you've ever been like, I feel like I've been friends with someone like that. If you know what it's like to be friends with someone who is like a spoiled brat and they clearly was given everything by their, like, from their father, and like they were, you know, it's just a certain kind of person that was just, oh, it's just sickening. And it was almost damn near triggering. Like, oh, bitch, you think you deserve everything. It's because Pooling would have died for you, ho. She could have died for you. But then when it comes to you, let me leak her sex tape, child. Let me leak her sex tape, because let me go ahead. You useless bitch. The side storylines can go straight to hell. I hated the side storylines. I don't know what we were watching? What were we watching? Why are we getting tangled up in characters that have nothing to do with our main characters? And then they have the nerve to have a flop storyline? I could not care less about exam cheating. We got serious shit going on. Real shit is happening, bitch. I don't even know how is everyone not failing? How are you all not failing your classes? Like, how is Pooling doing an ounce of her homework? It's beyond me. It's crazy. The only person in connection to a main character is, what's her name? Tahara. Tahara is in connection to Wendy. That's the only one. I couldn't care less about. The other one was a bully to Pooling's brother. I hated that man. Hated him boots. Oh, I hate that little group. That group pisses me off in general. But that boy, the way he was bullying Pooling's brother, bitch, if you don't go eat a Snickers bar, because you're really a bitch when you're angry. Why the hell is this man walking around with furrowed eyebrows, just always angry, ready to hit some child? Go sit down, you lanky bitch. I hate when it's always just a lanky ass bitch that just, you gotta bully the shorty. Bitch, go ahead and fight the wrestlers. Oh, you can't? Because you made of britzels and bones. You made of gristle and bone. Just sit down. You could be fine. You could be hot. But you're a bitch. Sit down. And speaking of that, girl, who else? Who else was like that? Asanda, whatever the hell. Girl, I don't know. For one, Wade is a loser? I didn't know that was the T. We first met Wade. I didn't know he was a loser. I didn't know that's what it was giving. I didn't know Wade was a loser. I thought he was just like, he was doing his own thing. Wasn't he into photography or something? He was doing things. He was his own person. I didn't know it was giving loser. I don't know what other people's types are, but Wade is kind of my type. I got several types. I'm just a hoe. But Wade, where's the loser at? I don't see it. Because everyone else just not losers because they're bitches. Like everyone else that is not a loser just seems like y'all just bitches. Like y'all just are mean and just like y'all got nothing going on. It's just giving, oh, my personality is being a bitch. So I don't know. I didn't know that. And then Wade, he did give loser. That's the gag. It did give loser. It's like they were trying to rewrite his character. Because what is this squeaky voice? Go to hell. If I hear that squeaky voice one more time, I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the cops and take the black man away. Take that black man away. Lock him up for years. Take him away. I can't stand that tired ass voice. Stop it. Stuttering and squeaking, you mouse. Someone behind the scenes, it's clear as crystal farts, somebody behind the scenes told him that was hilarious. They told him that was hilarious. And it was at first. But now, talk about overuse. Talk about beating a dead horse while that bitch is dead under the ground 6 feet under that hoe. Leave the horse alone. I hate that voice. Oh, it makes me sad. You weakening all this stuttering shit for this girl. And she's a bitch. She's pretty, but she's a bitch. I hated that. The only thing that differentiated her from the other bitches that she was surrounded by was that one of the bitches was like, oh, you're being over dramatic. You can't swim just because you got shot. What school is this? This school is ghetto as hell. We're making fun of students for not being able to swim as well because she got shot? Are we in the ghetto? Like, what's going on? You're not just popular, you're just a bitch. Like, the popularity standard at this school is just being a horrible human. And that was the only thing that separated Asandi from being a bitch. She just was like, okay, maybe we're taking it too far. You still was being an ass. You still was being an ass, but I understand her mom was pressuring her, I guess. But bitch, and the way they tried to play us, by the way, with Asandi's mom, they made this woman come in with her chop-ass bob. With her blunt bob. She came in with her blunt bob and they tried to make us think it was KB's mother. You think you're slick and you're going to hell. The writers of this, you're going to hell. They brought a blunt bob in. That's the thing. It's like they were alluding to the story we've been having, which is like, okay, that would have made sense, like continue the story. But then they gave us a whole different story. Hello? And bitches is getting kidnapped left and right. And the story doesn't make sense for that. It made sense before because the whole villainy of last season was that there were sex traffickers. There were people kidnapping girls and selling them. Not even just girls. They were kidnapping kids, kidnapping people, and selling them into sex slavery. The kidnapping made sense. Now y'all just happen to be getting kidnapped. Y'all just kidnap magnets. Y'all just get kidnapped every week. This ain't realistic for kids. This ain't realistic for students. And I think they can gag us. I think they think that, well, these students are rich. And so you don't know what it's like for people that are rich. You don't know the underground schemes that go down there. So they think they can give us any storyline and that we should be able to eat it up because it's like, this is what money does. A lot of things go down behind the scenes, and I believe that to be true, but to the same group over and over, stop it. And the reason why they're getting kidnapped has no connection to what made them get kidnapped last season? Stop it. Absolutely stop it. I'm like confused. This season was confusing for the show. Like, you're just dragging me here. You're alluding to our storyline from the past, but you're also kind of like, well, we ain't doing that at all. KB and Chris getting kidnapped? Hello? For stealing music? I don't know if it's different in Africa. I don't know if it's different in Africa, girl. I don't know. But we steal music all the time here in America, so maybe I don't know. But was it ever that serious? They weren't even making money. They weren't even making money. And it required all this? Getting kidnapped? Threats of fingers getting cut off? Hello? This is hell. I would have moved up right out of, I would have moved right up out of Africa. Because apparently in Africa, bitches just get kidnapped. Maybe. Maybe. Bitch, I don't know. We was cut off from our ancestors. I don't know the history. Ooh. Well, I don't know the tea. Is kidnappings really common in Africa? Like, is that a tea? Do the teenagers, like, are the teenagers scared every week because they're scared they're going to be, like, kidnapped? Like, I don't know. I mean, here in America, we scared we going to get shot. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on down there. Like, Like, I've been done with Chris since season 3. Since season 3, Chris definitely can burn to hell. In season 3, while Pooling was on a boat about to get sold into sex slavery, Chris was hitting on her cousin. Oh, go burn to hell. The cousin is literally looking for his cousin. He's looking for his cousin, and you're pulling him to the side to have chats about... Honestly, while Pooling was kidnapped, everybody seemed a little too nonchalant. Fix, oh, I was pissy. I was like, where's the... Pooling would be pissed. If people was kidnapped on Pooling's time, Pooling wouldn't be playing. Pooling would have pulled out the pistol and she would have Poolinged it all up. Pooling don't play. She's not about, you not gonna steal my friends and family. Pooling is a real ass bitch. When she was getting kidnapped, bitch, that was the worst thing that happened to anybody. Fix had got kidnapped when she was a child, but at least she grew up in a loving home. Pooling was about to get sold into sex slavery. This friend group gotta go. It's time for them to go. Speaking of we gotta go, the mic. KB's microphone. KB, put the mic down, sweetie. I'm glad he didn't rap a lot in this season. I'm so glad. I'm so blessed, thank God. But I'm still pissy that he got a career. When he first was rapping, I really thought that, like, oh, okay, like, the kids are hyping him up because, like, oh yeah, one of our classmates, he's rapping, like, and he's popular. Like, it made sense. But when the general public liked his music, do we all have ears? Or that man would get clown boots in America? Maybe that's the African standard. But I refuse to believe it because I've heard good African music. And so I'm not going to play my ancestors. I'm not going to play my people. I'm not going to play the motherland because I know my people can do better than that. I feel like they trying to torture us a little bit. Every time he was, put it down. Put it down. You pretty. And that's the only... KB is pretty. That's a pretty bitch. And that's the only reason why he's selling, honestly, let's be real. That's the only reason I could sell it, baby. Like, put the mic down, because the only reason why you getting... The only reason why your shit is selling is because they see a pretty face on the cover. But I don't want to hear your music. Wendy is my home girl. She is my home girl. She will forever be my home girl. I always love a character when there's a lot of stupid drama happening in school and there's just one student. There's one student that's just like, oh, child, like, y'all doing all that. I'm gonna study for my exam, though. But, ooh, I peep it. But, girl, I'm doing my own thing. I got shit to do. I love a character that's trying to get up out of all the drama. Like, this don't got nothing to do with them. They're keeping reality in check. And they're like, you know what? I gotta bounce out this bitch. So let me get my grades, give me scholarships that take me on the opposite side of the country. It takes me to a whole new country, an opposite side of the world, because this ain't got nothing to do with me, because that's exactly how I was in high school. Not academically. Not academically. Like, we're going to be real. We're going to keep it true. Drama didn't touch me. Drama could not touch me. People tried it. People tried to do slick shit, try to say slick shit. It never affected me. I was trying to get out that bitch. This shit, it wasn't real to me. It wasn't real to me because, like, bitch, this is 4 years of my life. This don't mean nothing to me. Like, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. I'm getting out of this home. And I went to a good high school. So it's like, high school, it's like school, like, mandatory school is always going to be a shitty situation. So I went to a good school, but I still was like, bitch, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Like, I gotta go. Zama, I missed Zama, but apparently she got pregnant. The girls are pregnant. Like, not Zama the character, but the actor that plays her. She got pregnant. So she had to go, bitch, I miss Zama, girl. That's home, girl. That's a bitch you could just sit up with and just talk. I love that. So all in all, that was ghetto as hell. That was a ghetto-ass season. Ain't had nothing to do with the plot. But they still getting kidnapped like the former plot allowed. What? And all this was because, like, what Fix was. I didn't even. I'm gonna be honest. Towards the end of the show, I was skipping. I didn't care less. I couldn't care less about what this boy was going through, and I should have watched. I should have watched to see exactly what the tea was. But I saw a little bit right there. Was at the pool. Girl, I just could not care less about his storyline. No shade. Like, it's sad that you was bullied, but then you became A from Pretty Little Liars because of that. It was that serious. Like, you. Oh, don't come to America. We don't need another school shooter. So that was it. I hated the season. I genuinely hated it. Some people are like, it was a mess, but I still, not for me. I hated it. I will be suing. I expect compensation any moment now. Ate that. Okay, but my hairline look a mess, so that's why. Because I keep trying to cut my hair, just keep fucking up. So I cut it down to the bone just so we could start over, but it's just like, it's just a mess.